Craig with a K. Adams here from Wedding Film School, and today I'm going to show you a very quick 30-minute ceremony edit. So I've got 3 cameras, a bunch of different angles with those 3 cameras, monopod, tripod, gimbal, 3 audio sources, one on the groom, one on the officiant, and then also I believe I had a Zoom H1 with a lav attached to this pole, this mic stand here. So let's just get to it. So first off, I always put the ceremony clips into a new event so that I can select these and just keep it organized. I select them and then I synchronize clips. So I already did that just because it takes time, and this is what it makes. So all these clips are 1080p, 24 frames per second, so that's what this sequence is. So as you'll see just from this, we didn't start rolling cameras until we needed to, but we set our audio up on these podiums and on the people and just started rolling because we had plenty of card space, and that's just always the smartest way to go about it. So I do this at every ceremony. Anytime I record audio, it's recording way before I start rolling the camera. So let's just trim off the beginning. I like to start everything flush with all my footage, so I'm not going to, I can trim it all the way back to the last moment. I just like to start knowing the beginning and end. So we have 35 minutes here. So each camera has its own track, each audio device has its own track. What I like to do first is go through the audio and make sure that the audio is perfect. A lot of people use multicam. I am just not a fan of it. I've tried it, and I just think this is the best way for me to know exactly the best clip is being used every single time. So it was just 2 of us, me and a second shooter, and then Danny as BTS. So we have Alan over there doing second camera, and then we have Danny with the C100. So Danny was not helping with the ceremony at all. He was not helping at all. That fool. So this camera is unmanned, and I actually turned it on way before the processional just because I didn't want to have to worry about it. So we can actually get rid of that as well. So that's going to trim it down a little bit for us here. Okay, so now we're working with 31-minute ceremony. I just know for a fact that I'm not going to use these. I'm not going to get rid of the tracks. I'm just going to bring down the audio. So we can just bring those down, and yeah, so the camera audio really isn't going to be used at all. So it seems like this camera stopped recording right here. It would have been nice to have it record the whole time, but it was unmanned, so these things happen. At that moment, it's right before the kiss, so it actually just happened, I guess. So it's pretty much towards the end of the ceremony. At this moment right here, well, actually there was some talking. So there's the kiss. Okay, so it would have been nice to have this, but that's what happens when you have a 2-person team. Okay, so let's just go to the beginning and just listen to each of these. Well, actually what I like to do is zoom out with Shift Z, Option S, solo, and just listen.
Congratulations.
So this is the ceremony, officiant.
Let's do this.
Okay, we don't need any of this yet. So none of this I know.
Bride.
What is this?
Let's hear it for Bamboo and Cody. And please rise to greet the bride.
Okay, so that's a good moment. I want her audio for that. So I'm just gonna mark it with an M for now and keep going.
The greatest.
Okay, so her talking starts right here. So we're gonna zoom in and we're gonna start this up. Because I don't want people talking during this music section, I'm actually going to probably bring these back at some point. But just for now, let's taper this up. So we're just gonna bring it up slowly. And we also want to bring this up slowly. So I'm just making keyframes with Option, and you can just click. So we want that little moment right there, and we're gonna bring this down so that, our audio's good there. So let's just listen to how this progresses.
Recently, the man between a bar.
We want her.
marriage to Julian. Love is most certain, remarkable.
Good.
To their dearest friend, agree to love it and to leave. When you most in all love that deeply
So she's talking, she's talking.
Ever know, and to deeply honor and thank you. Siblings, for all your support
we can keep
throughout
this.
the relationship and everything is generous, most certain, lasting. I'm now going to invite Auntie Eliana to come and share with us some words of wisdom.
Okay, so she whispers something here, but I kind of wanted to get rid of that.
I'm going to invite Auntie Eliana to come and share with us some words of wisdom.
Okay, so let's keyframe that, and then we'll bring this down just right before she does that whispering thing. But I don't want to bring the keyframe yet because I'm still working on this track. So we're not going to use her audio for any of this because we want the podium. That'll probably be best, which should be this track. But we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute. Just working with this track, gonna make sure we don't miss a single thing. That's why I do this.
Stephanie and Julian have a story.
All right, very cool. So let's bring the audio back up slowly here. So now that we've put that keyframe, now we can drop that down. Okay.
Just for the very first time,
Cool.
what she does is
Good.
and that she is before you in love and care. And today be that. May the two of you all wish you well on the journey you're making right now.
Okay.
Julian, to be your lawful husband. Do you promise to love, honor, and care for him with
Nice shot.
affection for the rest of your life? Julian.
Okay, so these moments are the vows. We may use the groom audio.
Love, honor for the rest of your life.
But
Marriage is a daily.
it's not that bad though.
Those of us here on your anniversary will forgive each other for any.
Like if I had audio on the bride and the groom, I would definitely go back and forth between those moments. But because the audio is at this moment for like on her, and she's just like the same distance between them, it's really not that bad. I'm probably gonna keep it like
Each
that.
other for anything that comes between you.
Before I met you, I prayed to God for a companion.
Okay, so for these moments, it would have been great to put a zoom right on this because it would have been great audio because I'm not getting good audio because you can see the zoom attached here and the lav goes up to about here. So I'm probably either going to use that or his audio. I may use his audio for this moment, but it would have been dope to just gaff tape a zoom recorder directly to this. So we're going to bring down
Say to one another.
her audio here.
I'm going to go first. I'm just going to read it.
Okay. Oops. Boom, boom. That will go down. What is this? Right here. Okay, just a laugh. Okay, what do we got here?
Oh, you can't wait till the end.
We didn't touch.
Sorry.
Okay, that's funny. We're just gonna bring this back up because that's funny. We want her audio for that. Bring that down. Okay. So now what's this about? Okay, so back to him. So let's bring this down. Okay. Cool. Right.
The vows which have been exchanged.
Okay, bring her back up. That looks good. And we have another dip here. What do we got?
A couple. So who has the rings?
Please take this ring and wear.
Okay, so the same thing as before with the vows. We're gonna do the rings back and forth to the bride and groom. What does she say here?
Excuse us for one moment while we make this marriage legal according to the state of New York. We're going to go over there, guys. Come on, Lisa. See? Yeah, perfect. The regular one, right?
So I'm actually just gonna leave that.
Almost there. Kiss her soon. I now invite Auntie Kathy to come and lead.
Okay. So we're gonna bring this down You can see it works for this mic right here. So we'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry. Right, we'll bring it back up. So I don't know. I just feel like this is such an important thing for every filmmaker to do while editing the ceremony. Like,
reflects your kindness.
just make sure that the best audio is on.
In a team, all of us, your hands right now, but peace, American citizen, state in all solemn, with a desire, by the power vested in me, I may now pronounce you husband and wife. Now you get to kiss her.
Okay, so this clapping is always obnoxious, so I'm gonna bring that down. And we're probably gonna bring this audio maybe up. Maybe we'll have to listen to both of these to see what works best, but we're definitely going to just bring that down and that'll be done with that. Okay, so that track is good. We will normalize it at the end, but now let's go back through and work on the next audio trick, which is the, well, yeah, let's just listen to this. So this might actually work. Because it's the same. So this is the mic that was up on the stand. So instead of using the camera, which there might be bumps or talking or anything, I'm just gonna use this for the beginning. Bring it down.
Let's hear it for Bamboo and Cody. And please rise to greet the bride.
Actually, you know, this sounds fine for that moment. Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to get rid of this just because I like the consistency of this audio with the clapping and the people in the background. And we're just gonna bring this down at that moment for the speaking. So all of that's fine. What's this?
Love is listening to.
Okay, this is what we want for this moment. So let's just match these. And we're just gonna pretty much do the inverse, which is down on this side and then up. So now that we did that on that end, oops, wrong one. Gotta zoom in a little bit. Okay. I just want to make sure that we are doing performance good. Okay. That looks good to me. We can jump all the way to this moment right here. Okay, that sounds okay. I think this will be better.
Still amazed by your love.
Yeah, that's better. All right, so for these vow parts, we're actually going to use the Groom audio. And I know I'm skipping tracks a little bit, but I can just do this real quick. Okay. Because I know that for all these vow moments, we're going to use this audio because it's better. And it was a little annoying having the water there. So I kind of wish I put the zoom on the actual microphone. It's a little trick. You should definitely try it. Yeah, definitely use that audio there. And then for this moment, we're gonna switch over to this. All right, let's listen to what this sounds like.
Behold our family here assembled.
Yeah, for sure. That sounds great. Now that we got that end, we can bring this down. Okay. If this seems confusing, it's like a puzzle. I love it. It's
The
fun.
work, the
Okay.
vested in me, I may now pronounce you husband and wife. Now you get to pick.
So that's loud. Clipping a little bit. But honestly, it's not that bad, and I'll bring it down just a tiny bit at the end when I do my normalizing, but I think I'm gonna use this for the entire outro because it's what we use at the beginning. It's a nice little bookend for clapping and audience. It's what I call the atmosphere audio. Cool. So that seems good to me. We'll just bring that down like -4, just so that I remember. Okay, so that's good. So now let's go through, and the only time when I use this is right here. So I can actually pull that down all the way. Let's zoom in. Are there any holes, any gaps? So this goes down because we're using her voice. Same thing here. Oops. Zoom in, pull these down. And then we don't use his audio for the rest of the time, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. So that should be the audio. So what I like to do is just kind of pull these in so that I have a better representation of where the audio begins and ends. And don't have to do this really, but that's nice. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to run normalization on all of these, which is my favorite thing in Final Cut. So clutch. And people who don't use this, I don't know what they're doing. So I'm actually just clicking audio analysis. You can see it working up here. I'm just going to let it do its thing. It doesn't take too long. Well, it depends on your computer, but I run this on everything. So what this is doing is like just looking at the waveform levels for everything all throughout this audio track. And it's going to tell me where it thinks it can bring up or down, depending on the levels. And that's called normalization, because we want it to be, everything to be even. We don't want any moments to be quiet. So I want it to be close to -6 dB. Okay, so that ran that. It wants to do these things. Make sure you get rid of that. I don't think noise removal or hum removal works really well. So we're just gonna run the loudness, and you can see it working. Okay, so that looks pretty good. It looks a bit drastic. So let's just zoom in and just double check, solo these, and just double check that these are working.
Of course, this would not be the occasion it is. We adore animals as much, and on Earth. Oh, you can't, wait till the end.
We didn't touch.
It's all right.
All right, so that's a bit loud right there. So I'm just gonna bring this moment down a tiny bit, just like -2. That's fine, that's fine. I'm gonna bring this down also, -2 as well.
May there be peace between husband and wife.
Okay, cool. Let's move on to the next one. So this zoom, we're gonna run analysis. Let that render. And as you can see, the levels are way lower for this. So it's gonna look a bit different. Especially like this right here. There's music playing. And no, there's no music. There's a person speaking, the mother speaking. But there's music here because they're signing stuff. So that's gonna be different than this. We want this to be higher than this, and this, and this. So this whole track should kind of be 50%. Oh, I want this to be like 90%. This is like 90%. And it is done. Okay, once again, trying to do noise removal. I ain't about that, so let's do loudness. There it goes. It is doing work. Okay, so let's double check this. Solo. Well, we don't have
Excuse
to.
to stop growing, not an excuse to stop making yourself better, and not an excuse.
So this is extremely loud. Like I said, I want this to be 50%, so we're gonna bring that down to -4. We're gonna do the same here, like around -4, -6. And like we did, like -4 was what I want. So that's what I was talking about when I brought this down. Cool, okay. So now, lastly, let's run analysis on this. And as soon as we finish this groom track with analysis, we should be able to group the audio together so that we have one cohesive audio track. Once again, noise removal, no. Loudness, yes. Okay, it's bringing it up so much.
Julian to be my husband. I'm sniffling like crazy.
As a person you wish to become. I promise to always strut my face.
Okay, so that's great. Good, good, good. You can hear everything, every moment, every word is heard. So I just like to group for organizational purposes that together so I can see, you know, everything looks normalized and everything's good. I like to be overly organized when it comes to Final Cut. I can actually get rid of this just so we have room. There we go. Cool, so that looks good. Audio is perfect right now. So now let's work and pretty much do the same thing with the video tracks. So we're gonna start, let's just take a look at what these are. So the top, this is my cam. I was actually on a Zion crane, and then I actually hold the middle shot and then eventually put it down on the ground, move it around. I get a bunch of different angles with this, but this is really the main shot. Dead on in the aisle, and then I actually do a pull back after they kiss and then exit. So I probably don't need, I can probably wrap this right here. So I just know that for a fact that I can get rid of that end. And as far as the beginning, there's going to be a lot of cutting just because it's clips, it's really clips. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to press V just to get rid of these real quick. And we're going to take a look at the other angles. So at the bottom, the worst angle I would say is the unmanned cam. We're only going to use it if we have to, just because it's a static shot that isn't moving. There are moments when people stand, well, let's get rid of it, the one on top for a second. Okay, so there are moments when people stand that it is just unusable, and hopefully we don't have to use any of these clips, but you know, this is really the only time when I can't use this. So hopefully we're gonna try to. So right now I'm just gonna mark the beginning and end of this, just so that I have an idea of like that I have to use these clips for these moments. It's always good to have like a wide unmanned camera that doesn't have this. So I kind of wish this camera had good moments all the way through. So it wasn't perfect. And stuff happens though. So you see, this is a good angle for the bride's face. We have that. We got her main vows, which is important, her crying, that's very important. Autofocus was on, so we had the box on her face. You can see the autofocus going in and out a little bit, but it mainly stays on her face when it needs to. And then we lose it for the last rings and then the kiss, but that's okay. It's okay. It would have been nice to have this the whole time, but meh. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on the bottom because if I have to, the clips will show that. And then the second shot, my second camera, was tracking people from the front. So this is going to be alternating a lot with my camera. And then obviously whenever anyone's speaking from this angle, I'm going to be showing this. And you can notice that we actually framed it for letterboxing. We always do that because we always shoot for the highlight, not the archive. So you'll notice that, but this looks good. But I'm going to put my clips on top because I probably want to show that as much as possible. And what I'm trying to say is that it's very important editing this way to put your most used on top, second, and then your backup on the bottom, just because you'll start to see as I cut holes in these, you'll just start to see that one. Okay, so let's make sure every second is good. All of this is unusable. I don't want to show this. Just going to speed forward. So So my second shooter started camera right now. So this isn't bad. So I think this may be the start of our video. So this showing the reactions of the guests. People looking at me being like, what is he doing? So I'm actually just gonna use the blade tool and just cut that up a little bit. Okay, so I'm gonna speed forward. Okay, so I know. So I know that I'm gonna do a shot here. That wasn't good. I just hope that my second shooter had that, and he did. I'm gonna trust that he got that, so I'm just gonna not use my clip for that at all. Okay, so this is a good shot of the groom entering. Okay, so I'm gonna start mine right here. Okay. I'm actually going to show this little part right here. Even though there's little tiny shakes and it is a very very quick clip, I'm going to show that part right there. So I pull back right quick. I like these moving entrance shots. I get a quick little angle here. Why not? You know, it's better than my unmanned camera. You can see Alan on the monopod. He's got the Rode. He's got an A7S Mark II. So I don't like this movement, so I'm just gonna cut it off right here. You can also see the photographer. He was the only one there. He did not have a second for this wedding, which is interesting. A little shaky on the movement there, but it's okay. I'm actually gonna cut it off because I want to see their faces with my seconds angle. This woman. This woman stands right in my way. Cut it off right there. And actually, I like this. And I know my second doesn't have a shot that close, so why not? Why not? Couple seconds. It helps. The puppy, I got way low, so that's good. A little shaky with the cam, but that's a good low shot with the pup looking at the lens, so that was dope. I know there's another dog coming, so I'm ready for it. There we go.
Let's hear it for Bamboo and Cody. And please rise to greet the bride.
Okay, so now we're in the bad section of the unmanned camera, so this may get a little trickier. Because I hope my second camera guy is keeping like a good angle. So this is a reaction shot. Let's see if this is worth it. Okay. I love just like eyes looking at me like, what is this guy doing? So I see that my second has like a shot of the groom, so that's good. We'll get to that in a minute. But this shot of the bride entering, very important. Right here. I like seeing the reflection in the glass. So I actually pause so we can cut back to the other angle there, because I actually do the start right here, because they stopped. So that's good. I probably want to cut it off right here just because I want to see his angle right here. Okay. But this is good. I'm gonna keep this one because I see Alan moving. So I'm actually going to keep this because you can see him moving here. Until he gets set up, which actually takes some time. I see that here. And I'm also going to take out these zooms. Okay, so this is probably the best shot for all of this, so why not keep it? Let's see, is Alan still? Okay, so I know that this angle is back, so we're in the good section again, so that's good. So now I can mask my movements. I'll cut it off right here. So I can go back to this angle, just because I held it. But I'm gonna cut it off right before I start to move here. So I'm pretty much just giving myself all the good shots, cutting out the bad. So what is this? No, that's not good. All right, so this is like a wide. This may be good. I think I might redo it though.
Yeah. Ruler and Elise. Sealing it.
It's a little fast movement, but it's good for that moment.
And Elise. Mums, many years ago, maybe it feels like yesterday, a little boy called Julian.
So this is like a handheld slider shot
Now they give to each other.
that I start right here. So this is good. I'm gonna put this in
And they pass that love on to
right here.
Bamboo and Cody every day, and hopefully they'll pass that love on to their very happy children someday. So it was most films, it was.
Boom. Okay, so that's it for that moment. Zoom out. So that is pretty much the processional. There's always a lot of cutting for that. So now we're going to continue to just cut out the fat of these clips. So with this camera, I do move around and get a bunch of different angles. So there's going to be a lot of cutting for this. So right here. Okay. And I'm adjusting. So this is kind of slanted. I can fix that though. Wasn't really centered. I actually just put the gimbal right on the floor and just let it sit there. So this is a good angle. I'm sure my second has a better angle though, so this will probably be secondary for this moment. Yeah, I don't get too fancy with these angles and these cuts here. You know, as long as you can see what's going on, that is good. So I do punch in for this, which is okay, because I know my second has a good angle. Okay, so we keep that. This is good. I can see the person talking. I can see her face. So I get up right here. Okay. Cut. And I guess I'm gonna do some movement here with the gimbal. Okay. Let's just watch this.
A 10 out of 10 for when she's not feeling good. Jules, you're compassionate, you're fun, you never judge, you don't criticize, and if Stephanie has does that hit her?
Okay, so we can cut that right here. Just a little walk in with the gimbal. I'm adjusting, I'm doing some kind of slider left and right thing. So now, I believe I put the gimbal on my monopod. at this time, which is awesome that you can do. So this all stays. Okay, so I cut this off right here because I think I put the gimbal just away for a moment. Okay. I will probably use the third camera's angle for this because she's speaking, but it's always nice to have a cutaway. I don't know what's going on here. Apparently I slant over. Maybe I was trying to get a reaction. I don't like this either. I'm just gonna get rid of that whole section. Okay. Let's cut that right at the end there. And I don't need to show that. Your reactions are okay. I'm not going to show them though. I'm just going to get right back to it. Okay, I'm going to cut out me zooming out here just because I know that I have better shots here, so there's no reason to show an angle change. So I guess right here. I think we're getting towards the end. So he wraps it up right there. So that's actually a quick clip, which I don't really like that much. The rings, we can keep this here as backup. So I guess I do a tilt down. We can do that. Why not? Let's watch this.
And wear it every day.
To remind you of this moment.
To remind you of this moment.
And how much I love you.
And how much I love that reminder.
Okay. So let's chill. Good little automated motion there. So we have this shot. Let's start right there. Get rid of this movement. Me just doing shots. So actually do this. My second shooter has a clip change here, and my third camera has turned off, so all of this has to be included.
I now invite Auntie Kathy to come and lead us in prayer.
Hi everyone, wasn't that beautiful?
Okay. We are almost to the end. So now I have a shot of her face. I'm sure my second shooter has a good angle though. So I maintain that, and she's done. I was moving around a lot with the gimbal, so it's not usually this chaotic with the angles. Okay, so I was just finding a good spot for the kiss, which is going to happen very soon.
Julian, these are the...
So I hold that. Actually, exposure change. Just get rid of that. Zoom in on the hands. So let's just watch
connecting
this.
all of us as tangibly as your hands are connecting at this moment. If you allow your hands to support this couple.
So going in.
Oh, this support.
So right here. Better shot.
Support this couple. Then their love
It's kinda cool.
will always return to you. These no.
The mom's holding hands. I kind of like that shot too.
Be peace between husband and wife.
I'll show that real quick. Why not? I'm gonna go right up for the kiss.
I like to say I was made in Greece, I was assembled in Australia, but I'm a direct import to the United States. I'm a proud American citizen. I'm an even more proud civil celebrant who is duly authorized to solemnize your marriage according to the laws of this, the greatest state in all the USA, New York. But before I do, sorry.
What does this angle look like? That's a good angle. So I don't like how I kind of drift a little bit here, so I'm gonna cut this out. Back to here. Yeah, so we can just cut to that. And then just hold that, you know. And then on the movement, you can cut out. I guess I zoom out and then, yeah. So let's cut right here. Okay, so cut my angle right here. Oh no, there's something. Let's put that back. And then I think I go behind them, yeah. So let's cut back to that. Let's see. Cool. That's a nice little shot. All right. So that's good for that top angle. So let's just go back through, you know, I kind of have to show. Let's just go see if there are any just moments in my second shooter's clips that like I cannot show. So we're gonna start actually with the opening of this door. So now we can pull this all the way back, because there's no reason to show the photographer just chilling and waiting. So for moments like this, when there's just like nothing, I can cut to the third camera. So we see him coming, and I just don't want the camera shake. So that's good right there. Cut to that. Actually, give me one more second. There we go. So my second's camera was a little dark. So we can cut this to here. Come on. Just show that third. Like the third is very important for if you want, you know, two cameramen moving. So this is actually a long clip. I'm just going to cut out the middle a little bit, just so. And there's just like not enough. So that's good. We're gonna cut that. That's fine actually. That's good. That's good. That's good. We're gonna cut it right here though. It's just too close. Too close, hard to focus, very dark. Cut it to all the way here. Boom. And like I said, the third is the last ditch effort. So like I just leave it at the bottom. I don't have to touch it, you know. That's good, that's good. We're gonna cut all this out all the way. That's fine. We're gonna cut it to right here though. Yeah, so all of that goes. All of that will go. I can, yeah. Just because it's shaky, you know. Very shaky, and finally has a clip. You can trim that all the way to there. And this is the worst, this is just the bad section. So this is the only bad section that we have to show, but there's really nothing else. So we're gonna keep him there as much as possible just because it's a bad section. Gonna show that. Show his reaction again, that's fine. It's better than the bad section. So for this, there is a whip, so we just have to cut to the shoulders. So if I had like a wide safety shot, it would have been good. I just don't like that shake. I just like keep it smooth. Come on. It's annoying. Focus, come on, focus. I'm actually gonna cut to right here. The focus is terrible, come on. That's the main shot, you should have focus for that, Jesus. So all of this isn't good. He was taking a while to get set up. So we're gonna have to cut to the shoulders one last time. And then I have a shot here, so. Let's just see what this looks like. It's not the best, but it's better than shoulders. I'm gonna keep that. I'm just gonna keep that the whole time too. All right. So he's still getting set up, like he took all this time to get set up. So I'm just gonna keep the third angle for that moment. My shot is good. This shot is fine, it's just dark. He zooms in for some reason here. So I'm gonna cut to the third angle here just for a little bit. Like, exposure problems. So that's good. Lots of zooming. I'm gonna cut back right here. So that's fine. A little bit of motion, so we're just gonna cut to third camera. That's fine. That's fine. She's talking. All right, so I'd say it's not a good shot right here. And because it's such a long take, I'm just gonna go back and forth a little bit between this and the third camera, just to keep things fresh a little bit. Okay, so we're gonna cut to the third camera here while he's getting set up with that. And we can go back to this right here. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. That's all fine. So I don't like these exposure changes, so we're gonna cut this out to the third camera. Oh, come on. And we're also going to just cut out a little bit to keep things fresh with angle changes. Okay, so that's fine. So let's just see what his angle looks like here. So this looks good right here. Let's get rid of my angle here. Exposure, or focus, come on, like it's just a person standing in one spot. The focus should not be changing. Switch it to manual and then switch it. Like, come on, there we go. Come on, you should know how to focus. Okay, good. So I can use that for the rest of it. So I'm gonna bring these back with V. That's good. that's all good for the rest of it. Okay, so that's all good. Let's just check to see what the secondary angle looks like. So it's fine right here. So we can cut back a little bit. And it's fine throughout. Okay, so let's bring that up, bring that back, show a little bit there, and go back and forth just a tiny bit. Okay. Cool, 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 cool. What is this moment? Oh, she's still talking. I'm just gonna leave that be. All right, so now Bride is talking. So I'm actually going to cut to the third camera here. So for most of the bride here, I'm going to do third camera because it shows her face. So let's get rid of this, get rid of this. Yeah. Except for this moment right here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Show this. I want to see the groom's reaction for a little bit of it. So we're actually going to cut that right there. So that shows both her, him, her, both, no, her, both. And then she's still going, so we're gonna cut back to this shot right here because this is funny. This is a good angle for this. But I'm actually going to get rid of all of that. We're actually going to get rid of all of this as well, because we want to see her face. That's funny. All right, so now it's back to him. So kind of the same thing, but just the opposite. So we'll show him, and then we'll show just a reaction shot of her.
For the person you are today, as well as the person you wish to become. I promise to...
That's a long clip, so we're just going to pull it back a little bit. I actually want to show her reaction one more time. Cool. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. All right, now we're back to just 2 video clips. So what we have is what we're gonna have to see. So that's done. That's pretty much good. So let's just trim up the ending here. So, yep, that's the last of it. Trim that back all the way. So now we have a 29-minute ceremony. Okay, and that should be it. That is the best that I can do with the footage, the video and the audio that I have. Not a second wasted. Pretty good, pretty good. Not perfect, but pretty good.